What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Banner Report podcast, coming to you live on September 16th, 2025. I am your host, Cody Adams. I am here with my two guests, Jacob Pierce and Steve Crowley. Boys, how are we doing?
Still in
Paige Beckers is that one.
Yeah.
WNBA Rookie of the Year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wasn't it like a
Fucking
crazy
stud.
I don't know of like the landslide usually, but like wasn't it like a almost unanimous? I feel like I feel like I haven't tracked that, but it looked like freaking almost all like 80 or whatever.
They got 72 votes. Paige Beckers got 70 of them.
Yeah.
And she was the number one pick last offseason, right?
Yeah, I
For
think
Dallas?
because of injury, I think, right?
I don't
No, I
know.
think this is her first full
front.
year. Yeah, no, she just played her for. I think this is just the first full year, and she's. I mean, after all the Caitlin Clark hype, who obviously I still think's amazing. It's kind of funny and crazy to see like someone maybe just as impressive roll through after. I just think the talent's booming. That's kind of what it seems like. It's not just. I mean, I think Caitlin Clark's a superstar, generational, but it also just seems like that just might be coming through the next few drafts for the WNBA.
Guys, are white hoopers back? Non-Europe hoopers, dude. They're just in the WNBA.
Especially in Dallas. Well, yeah, in Dallas, I was say Luka left, but Cooper, yeah.
Cooper and Paige. Fucking, can a white boy catch a little motion?
I mean, that's a perfect place to put him in fucking Dallas. Let's put him right in the fucking motherland of Republicans. Just put the white American hoopers there. Great.
Hey, man, tax bashing. But yeah, I mean, shout out to that. Shout out to Paige. Congratulations. She was definitely the first overall pick this year. I remember it. But I mean, that's about the biggest hoop news that we have this week.
Well, on court.
Other than that, you got yeah.
Kawhi stuff.
Yeah, but that's an ongoing saga. I guess the big thing about the Kawhi stuff is that Silver's launching a full-fledged investigation into it, and there's talks. I don't know if he said something or what, but there's talks about Kawhi's contract possibly being voided out by the NBA. If there's wrongdoing or whatever found. What do we think about that?
I think that would be the craziest fucking thing to happen in the NBA in our lifetime if they voided Kawhi's contract. Because now you have a free agent Kawhi who can now sign for a vet minimum somewhere and go like wherever he wants. Like you could have like, hey, Kawhi feels like going to fucking Houston on a vet minimum because they voided his contract. Now you got Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Thompson. Like,
I mean, yeah, we're generally talking like a top 15 guy when healthy in the league currently. Like his contract getting just like shredded. Now he's just immediately thrown into the free agency pool. Now we're talking like that is
not for a max contract free agency pool either. For a fucking, you can go for a vet minimum if you wanted, because even if they void that contract, you still got paid out enough out of it.
Yeah, Jacob, what do you think?
It's pretty confusing. I mean, if it's this draft stick and like this is what they're thinking, like I'm surprised he's like not gonna be banned. Like it's kind of crazy he'd just be able to go to another team if he's found like guilty of all the, you know what I mean? Like what's the punishment? I mean, obviously losing the money on that contract, but like, so he's just, I'd be surprised that they're, I don't know, because he was circumventing and gaming the sport and stuff like this with gambling. And I don't know, like you'd think it'd be a similar punishment to being caught gambling if you're circumventing cap and doing all this and you just get banned outright. I'm surprised he'd be able to join another team.
Two major thoughts here from me on this. One, is this a gigantic 3D, 4D, 6D chess move from Ballmer being like, let me get out of this Kawhi contract and leak that shit, you know, that never gets leaked. Everybody knows it's the dirtiest secret in all sports that everybody knows the star players, when it comes to contract negotiation times, they're getting shit off the books. Everybody knows this. This isn't a secret. This is a dirty secret. The leagues certainly don't want that getting out, nor do the owners. So is this like some sort of 4D chess move by Ballmer being like, this contract was bad the minute we signed it. He's 2 years old. He hasn't played a full season of basketball in going on 5 seasons now. Like, yeah, I mean, obviously if it gets held on the books, like if he gets just voided, I don't think that's how it would happen. I can't imagine that'd be such a punishment. But like, if that contract gets voided outright and it's not on the books anymore, is this like a Ballmer being like, hell yeah, I got like a solid group of guys around here. Let's get rid of this shitty contract and see if we can get like, I don't know, somebody coming up in the free agency next offseason or the season after that.
Yeah, then next he fucking pulls out a fake contract for Paul George getting paid under the table too, so he can get off of that.
He's not even on his team anymore, though.
Paul George isn't on the Clippers anymore?
No, he's 76er ever since last season.
Yeah. Well, these are irrelevant both times, so I got that one fucking confused.
Yeah, let's be honest. Paul George has been irrelevant in basketball since maybe Oklahoma City Thunder days. But Kawhi has also kind of been irrelevant in the past 3 years in basketball. Well, 2 years, I guess.
Cody, I do see where you're coming, but if they do lose all these picks, I don't know if anything would be worth it if they lose 5 years of first rounders. I don't know if getting off a bad contract's worth that.
But it's LA. They're always going to be in the pool for an free agent. Like maybe he's like okay with sacrificing. Money's nothing to him. He's okay with sacrificing the capital.
And they know they'll pay you more than the max in LA.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, we got caught this time. Caught. We won't get caught next time. What was the other thought? Shit. Also, if Kawhi gets banned for a year, nothing changes in the NBA.
Well, I was seeing his only like punishments would be like not getting paid the rest of his contract and just giving back the aspiration money, which I'm like, if he did wrong by the league, that's pretty light in my opinion. I'm like, oh, it just depends. I guess we'll have to figure out what happened and if it was him like really pushing it with his Uncle Dennis, but I thought they would come down on him harder. Maybe it's like you're saying there's more going on they don't want to unearth, but I don't know. It seems like kind of a light punishment for Kawhi because I mean, obviously 28 million's a lot, but he shouldn't have gotten in the first place, and he's probably almost a billionaire at this point. So I don't really feel that bad. And
interesting that you say. I just take an umbrage with one thing you said. Shouldn't have got it. He should have got it. He should get as much as he can get. He should get as much money. He wasn't getting paid for any services for aspiration. He's getting paid because he's Kawhi Leonard and he wanted $28 million on his deal. And that was the going rate.
We're talking about within the league. I mean, like he shouldn't have. Yeah, he shouldn't be getting incentives to play in a city that beyond the team. That's what I mean. Yeah, they went against the rules of the NBA, and I'm just surprised they're not coming harder on him.
Pause.
Hell yeah. Let's get it all going, boys.
What else you got for me, Steve? Do you think this is a Ballmer move? Do you think ultimately this matters in the grand scheme of basketball this year? I mean, I just said that and I immediately think, yeah, of course. Like if Kawhi Leonard is ever healthy, I'm like the guy who just like walks into the rake and it's just a line of rakes on the ground. I just keep walking forward. I mean, like Kawhi Leonard's coming back. I have all the just because you want to see him, a guy of that caliber play in the league. And he is a game-changing player, especially on a team that's really fucking good. Like the Clippers were good last year. They're going to be good this year. And if they can get a full season out of Kawhi, that's going to be a big thing in the West. They might not win the championship as constructed, but, who knows? A rolled ankle here, a fractured fucking hip there. You never know.
Yeah, I don't know if it affects this season if Kawhi's out. I don't think they really had a shot at winning the title this year. I think the West is too deep this year. I think that you got the Rockets, the Thunder, and the Nuggets ahead of you. I don't think they had a chance of beating any of them in a series.
Let's just say
you'd have to bank on a bunch of injuries happening, basically.
Yeah, but you're also hinging it on a 37-year-old Kevin Durant and the Thunder team.
And if Kawhi plays, you're hinging it on a 32-year-old Kawhi who hasn't played in a healthy season in 5 years. So, that 37-year-old Kevin Durant doesn't have to do as much on that Rockets team. He's got a bunch of young guys. They're going to get out and run and do a lot for him. Kevin Durant's going to be a 16-game player next year if everything goes correctly for the Rockets.
I think the Rockets, without Kevin Durant, like God forbid he gets injured, the Rockets against the Clippers healthy, is a really good series that I think the Clippers win.
Yeah, if they have Kawhi, then I think they do win that because I think you just have the firepower if Kawhi's healthy. But if they don't
They
have
have
Kawhi,
no answer for him.
if they have no Kawhi and the Rockets don't have Durant, I'm taking the Rockets. I think the Rockets,
Oh, yeah.
They're too young, too
Of
defensively
course.
minded. And if the Clippers don't have Kawhi, then you're relying on James Harden to be your offense in the playoffs, and we know how hit or miss that is.
Yeah, but maybe it just takes a guy like Kawhi, who, as we all know, is maybe the greatest playoff performer ever when he plays. Like, maybe it takes that kind of guy to get James Harden. I mean, that's another thing. I'm another guy, just the recurring image of me walking into the rakes in a row. James Harden's one of my favorite players of all time. But like maybe this is the year in the playoffs he figures it out, and unlikely, but I can always be hopeful.
Cody, you are forever the optimist when it comes to basketball.
Well, it's just better when all these guys are playing at their best,
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, sometimes you just gotta take the pattern for what it is and say, hey, you know what? James Harden's 36 years old or 35 years old at this point. If he hasn't figured out the playoffs by now, I don't think that he's going to figure it out.
He's
only getting slower. He's only getting more tired. I
don't know, dude. He looked fucking great last year.
He did, and then the playoffs happened, and I don't remember him at all in the playoffs. So.
No, I think he's put like serious clunkers together in the playoffs again this year.
Like it's one of those things,
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, this is ongoing. This is going to go throughout the season, I imagine. This is nowhere close to being over.
If the Clippers do lose draft picks and they do, all that does happen, then I think that changes the landscape of the West going forward for the next couple of years. I think that because
they're fucking.
I have a stupid question. What happens with their draft picks? So they just go to like whoever would have had the 30th pick in the second round, or
I just think it gets voided outright. There's only 29 picks in the first round.
Oh man, I'm pissed if I'm going into the fucking draft because I'm
also interesting to see.
I have one less shot of getting into the fucking league now because the Clippers want to fuck around.
Interesting to see how with the pick swaps, palooza that goes on every single year, how this is going to, like, are we talking like draft picks that are going to reach into 2038? Because that's the first time the Clippers probably have their own pick.
They're going to do that. I heard like if they're going to take like 5 first round draft picks, they don't care. Like there's the stepping rule where you can't like trade more than
back to years,
first year picks or anything like that. You can't trade anything farther than 7 years ahead. And the league said if you're going to lose draft picks, we don't care. We'll take draft picks from 15 years ahead. If that's the next first round pick you have, we don't care. We will bury you for this.
Honestly, if you're Ballmer, you're like, fine. All right. I'll be, God forbid I'm alive still 15 years from now.
15 years, yeah. But I mean, the Clippers will have
God willing.
6 years. Well, God forbid for some of us.
Yeah, like what happened? If you own a Clippers pick, so it's still yours, like that is confusing, Steve. I've never, because I was too young in the Timberwolves days to really know what would happen. Like what happens to the Clippers picks of the next few years?
There's no way the ones that get traded get voided. That's like, then now we're talking like.
Now we're talking the Clippers get Shea Gilgeous-Alexander back.
Yeah. Like there's like deals that wouldn't have gone through.
Was that Ballmer's fucking 6D chess play to get SGA back?
I mean, listen, he was getting Paul George back.
I'll take SGA if I get Paul George. I'll take Paul George if I get SGA, I should say.
SGA wasn't SGA back then. Everybody knows this.
Yeah, but
he had like 2 good seasons ever.
Yeah, but if they voided and then all those trades have to be voided and everybody has to go back to their original teams and SGA comes back to the Clippers as an MVP, like.
Damn, is LeBron a Cavs still at that time? No, I think he's on LA at that time. Maybe that was his first year in LA.
He's been on LA.
2020?
Probably close.
2019?
Yeah.
You don't realize how long LeBron's been in LA. His career has just been so fucking long.
Yeah, basically our entire lives.
22 years of LeBron James is crazy.
I want him to keep going forever. Just on an unrelated note. I never want it to end. Why would I want to see LeBron James stop playing basketball? It's, great shit to watch.
Yeah.
And now there's, speaking of, there's more traction coming up with LeBron switching to the other LA team, leaving the Lakers. Where would you see him potentially ever landing? Let's say he doesn't force his way out this year. He can't do it. His money's too much.
There's
Not a ton of like takers for LeBron James. We basically thought we went through this thought exercise like 2-3 episodes ago. It was basically like the Cavaliers again could really use him, and that's like it. Other than that, it's like Charlotte, and just like, why would LeBron ever want to go to Charlotte? Why would Charlotte want LeBron currently? Yada yada yada. I don't know, but like free agency next year. Yeah. Would you like to? I mean, the more I think about it, the more it's like he's definitely going back to Cleveland. That would be such a perfect ending to the career. Him winning one more in Cleveland and being like, I'm out. That would be if I was writing the NBA plot lines for the season, next season, that's like my number one. That's like we're winning an Oscar for this shit.
Just so crazy in year like 24 to be going back to Cleveland again for the third time.
I mean, he's from there. He's literally from there. Well, Akron, but he's from
Ohio. It's the only team in Ohio is Cleveland, so.
Yeah. So, but any other team maybe? What if he comes back for the Celtics? He just wins a title for the C's.
Is he allowed to, being part owner of the Fenway Sports Group?
That's true.
Well, it's this interesting shit that's going on with Brady currently.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to like talk to the Raiders at all, like leading up to the game or after the game, because he has inside information because he's a broadcaster. He gets inside information via interviews with the weekly interviews they do for with the teams. So like, there's some real sketchy shit going on with Brady. Obviously this isn't the same. But no, having said that, of course I would like to see LeBron play for my team. Of course. I don't care if it's the Shaq Celtics.
I don't see it being a different franchise, but like you're saying, it just feels weird if you went to a new franchise. I feel like it'd either the Cavs or the Heat, but yeah, but then you think back to like Michael Jordan on the Wizards, and why did he do that? Like, I don't even know.
Because the Bulls didn't want to sign him again, basically, is what it was.
So it doesn't have to make sense, I guess. He could go.
Yeah, but nobody else wanted to sign him. He was still pretty good.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, wait, does this have to make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think they'd probably just offered him the most money at that point. He just wanted to come back and just hoop like Jordan.
That had to be like the Kawhi under the table, like, hey, you can own 10% of the Wizards.
He ended up owning fucking the Wizards afterwards anyways, so.
What? No, he owned the Hornets, didn't he?
I was part owner of the Wizards before that.
Oh, well, I mean, then there you go. That's why he played for the Wizards, because he got ownership of the franchise.
The same way I got fucking Paul George and fucking the Clippers and the Sixers convoluted. I might just fuck that one up because of the colors.
Well, they're two mid teams.
Yeah, Paul George's been a mid player, but
what? Damn, what's with the Paul George hate?
Oh, he has been since he left Oklahoma City. Like, let's be real here, he has not been.
Well, he's still like he's a all-time bucket getter and bag getter.
The youth love him.
Like, he's averaged what, like 25 points a game still after that? Like, he's not nothing, but he's not, maybe even a number two guy.
Paul George doesn't scare me on a night-to-night basis if I'm playing.
Not anymore.
Playoffs, so that's all I'm looking at it as. Yeah. But I think that also, I don't know how. Well, I guess it was George, so he still was a big drop. But I think he took 2 years off before he came back and played for the Wizards too.
He was 41 when he came back.
Yeah, he was not. Well, he still scored 50, I think, when he was with the Wizards, which is crazy at 41 years old.
Yeah, well, I think he was averaging pretty good stat. Like, he was
averaging over 30.
He was an All-Star, right, that year?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but was that still doing the All-Star like fan voting thing? Because if Jordan put on a jersey, he was making an All-Star team.
Yeah.
Well, but also, it
was earned. It was definitely earned. You were averaging 30, I think.
No, he's 26 and 4.
Shit,
that's pretty good. That's pretty fucking good.
41 years old, like, as a guy who, well, he relied a little bit on athleticism, but
he was big. He was yoked.
Power.
Huh?
He had old man strength at that point. Like, he wasn't jumping over anybody. He was still getting 26 a game.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not basketball.
He was he was, dare I say, Fat Jordan. He
Yeah.
wasn't fat, but
he was probably like 8% body fat, and he was probably like 3 when he was with the Bulls.
But all that to say, and this is why I go back to what I said about LeBron, like why I love watching him. LeBron's doing this, and he never took a break, and he's playing better than Jordan, like was at the time, and it's just a true marvel of fucking sports science that this guy has done this for this long, and intends on doing it into the future for however longer. It's just I don't know. It's we've been blessed as sports watchers in our lives because we've seen, I think, two of the literal greatest of the greatests play and dominate their respective sports for 20 fucking years. And then we benefited because one of them was our guy, meaning Brady. And some people could even say that with we get Shohei too. Like Shohei
might end up being the greatest baseball player of all time.
He's well on his trajectory. He's on the trajectory to it.
We got one of the greatest scorers of all time. He's not the greatest hockey player of all time, but Ovechkin has the goals record now.
Ovechkin's the modern GOAT of hockey.
Yeah, I mean he's not. He doesn't touch Gretzky.
Well, nobody ever will.
No. Nobody ever will touch his records. He has like 20-something fucking records in the NHL, which is stupid.
But Gretzky was also playing hockey when it was like, there was like a fucking 35-year-old like beer drinking dad on every roster on like the third line. That's when Gretzky was they didn't have helmets.
No, the clips are
literally.
The clips are
it was like it was optional.
No,
it was optional.
You had to wear helmets when you played with Gretzky.
There's
in the 90s and the 2000s. They were not letting him not wear helmets in the 90s.
There's no way helmets were mandatory when Gretzky first played.
Yeah, there are years that I've seen a lot of Gretzky clips of no helmets. It's wild.
You have guys that were grandfathered in from might be
that.
There was definitely mandatory helmets. They make guys wear helmets during fucking warm-ups now.
Yeah, but
yes, now Steve.
No, I don't have enough puck knowledge. I always wondering about like the competition of the league. I don't have enough puck knowledge, but whenever I see the Gretzky stats, I'm like, what the heck? Like,
I mean, look, competition or not to dominate that much. I mean, they said if you take away all of his goals, he has more points just in assists than anybody else has.
Yeah, that's what I always see. Whenever I'm like, whenever it just feels silly. Anyone ever talk like, obviously you're saying of the modern era Ovechkin is, but then you see like compared like actually like their accolades, you're like, oh my god, he's like half of what Gretzky had.
Yeah, Ovechkin's got almost like 900 goals, and Gretzky has like almost 900 goals, and he has like 1,500 assists too, or something like that.
So just to get the facts on this, the NHL made helmets mandatory in 1979. Gretzky was first year in the league was 1978. So that's when they started phasing it in. And Steve, it's like you said, I think there's people who are like, sorry, there's a police car, that were grandfathered in who like didn't have to. But that was, that was in a decent portion of his career.
Yeah,
that's hilarious, dude.
Yeah, it's fine. But I mean, I'm not, it's still like me and Jacob were talking about his dominance, no matter like what generation you want to put him in. Like, if you just look at the records he has, he scored like 50 goals every year for like every year of his career. It was crazy, all the way until he's in his 40s.
But I think you got to look at it because Ovechkin definitely has feet in both areas. It's definitely like there's two different eras of the NHL. Like there's the slow, brutish, like sluggish, play it on the boards, kick it out type hockey that our dads played and loved, and that that people still love. Ovechkin definitely did play that style but now they're talking about expanding the length of the ice, or like the width of the ice, the length of the ice, because the game is so much faster and athletic that it's almost like it's a new game entirely. Like hitting has been almost totally phased out in the way that we, the idolize hockey for being. You can't really do that shit anymore. Fighting too, it's not a physical game as much as it definitely was in Gretzky's era. And that's why it's like how Wilt Chamberlain's records, like, or even Kareem's, like, it was a different game back then. It was back to the basket, the tallest player wins. Now it's the most athletic, strongest, fastest player wins, and the game's just gotten different.
Well, that's why it's tough though, is because LeBron has all the totals over those guys.
Yeah, it is different. Yeah, LeBron has played in where it's a lot harder to win championships. He's won 4, been to what, 6? Yeah, 6.
No, 7, because you got to think the Spurs, right?
Oh yeah, fuck, he
Way
lost to the
back.
Spurs, Thunder, Spurs, Mavs. Wait, no, 4. He's lost 4.
Yeah,
Warriors?
yeah.
So he's been to 10. No, he's been to 8. That's still fucking impressive, and he's MVP every single year up until a few years ago.
So
Or he had a valid argument for it.
Like tired of it. Just like Michael
Yeah.
Jordan has freaking 6, or he has less, right? I don't even know, but all I know is that they all are probably MVP for a decade, but no, that's not fun.
Yeah.
Well, voter fatigue is all it is every year. It's like, we can't give it to this guy again. Like, I know he's better than everybody, but come on, we got to find a way to give it to somebody else.
I mean, and there's the debate of what the MVP award means, or like who's most valuable. Is it the best player in the league wins it that year? Is it the most valuable player to their teams who are also dominant in the league? What is the criteria for this? And there's no way you can look me in the eyes and say that James Harden in 2017 was a more valuable player than LeBron James.
Yeah. I mean,
but there's arguments you can make. Arguments you can make. Like, James Harden create. I think he broke the record for points created. So he was dishing the ball out. He averaged a triple-double. He was dishing the ball out and crashing the boards and scoring like 36 points a game. But LeBron James was going to the NBA Finals, playing 82 fucking games a year and averaging, whatever his career, 25, 8, and 8. It's just there's apples to oranges.
It's probably the guy that gets to the finals regardless of his roster. I think that's probably the most valuable guy. The guy that whoever gets injured around him and he just ends up in the finals because he's that valuable. I mean, the Derrick Rose one's probably even worse too. That one's obviously the usual example, but Derrick Rose was great that year. But like, I don't even know. The talent must have been so different back then because there's like freaking 5 cases last year that was better. It's kind of mind blowing. I feel like the MVP cases now compared to what like we look back like at the early 2000s.
Are you talking about Shea's?
No, I'm talking about Derrick Rose's versus LeBron's, that classic one, like the 2011 where he had like 25, 7, and 3 or 2, and it's like, yeah, that's a good year, but like that might not even start in the All-Star game right now.
Yeah, that's like Kyrie numbers.
Averages more than that every year.
That's what I mean. I'm so confused about what the NBA was up to back then.
And I know Jokic is a different animal, and he deserves his MVPs. Like, I don't want to diminish his MVPs because he certainly has a case for being most valuable to his team and best in the league. But there was nobody in the league more valuable than Jason Tatum when we won the championship. Nobody, because he took his team, dominated the entire year, dominated the entire playoffs, dominated the NBA Finals because of what he does. Now, the team's loaded around him for sure, but what he does night in and night out changes, and he's passing as much as he's shooting, and he's like what Tatum meant to that offense that set records was more important than what I think Jokic did overall because we won the finals. But that's it's a regular season award. The criteria is already getting mixed up, but I don't know. I look at MVP differently. Like Tatum, SGA was definitely the MVP last year. Took his team, dominated, won the finals. Tatum was the MVP the year before that. The year before that was what? Jokic. And then like Steph Curry the year before probably should have, or maybe not, maybe Jokic again. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know, but
one there too.
I know I think that was the year the Warriors beat us in the finals, right?
I think so. I think Embiid won the MVP, but didn't play in the playoffs because he was hurt again.
Cody, it's hard. It's hard to measure that
I don't know.
Because then you're kind of punishing people for not having their teams, though. I feel like that should be measured, but then it's like if you're Jokic or would win every year with their teams, I think. So it's like it's tough. Like
yeah, like if you swapped them out.
Yeah, that's like I get what you mean, and that's how it used to always be, honestly. But like, yeah, it's tough because there's also no way you can think that like Jokic does the most for his team every night, probably.
Absolutely.
So how is
Absolutely, and that's why he's averaging like a triple double on
Yeah.
a team that's a lot worse than Tatum's.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of what has to be is like the unsaid shit that Tatum does. Like Tatum, the game plan ability around him, and Jokic has this argument too. So I guess I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but it's just
I think it's
different.
probably like a Tatum
It was
versus
just different.
thing. Like I feel like Jokic is in his different realm with the bad team that he's just fucking has on his back. But like, yeah, like I think like
Yeah,
Tatum should have got the Shea credit is more like what I think.
that's right. There's been no better player in the NBA for the past 4 seasons than Jokic. And he has every argument that I'm saying. He's the most valuable to his team, averaging incredible stats, league-leading stats, on a night-in, night-out basis on the worst team. But I don't know. I feel like he should win Best Player award, not MVP.
I think that should be.
It's like how they have the Heisman and the Maxwell Trophy. Like the best college player every year. Like the Heisman goes to the best player in college football, right, or whatever. And the Maxwell goes to the like consensus best player in college sports, not like the one who's on Alabama or Georgia or something like that.
If we didn't offensive player of the year, we could just give it to Jokic for fucking a decade and just be done with it, and you wouldn't care about anything else anyway. Just give him the Dolphins player of the year for generation.
The best part about all of this is Jokic is like, I don't care, man.
Yeah,
pay me and let me go back.
Cares about his fucking Larry O'Brien at the end of the year. That's the only thing he gives a shit about.
Yeah, like he cares about winning.
He tanked the last couple of games of the year. Fucking didn't even try because he was in that conversation with Embiid about the fucking MVP. If you watch the last few games of the year, he like didn't even give a shit. Like he played like 20 minutes of like half-ass basketball in the last like 5 or 6 games, tanked all of his stats, and then fucking Embiid won it.
I know we say this as like a joke, and I believe it too to an extent, but do we really think he doesn't care about this stuff? Something about being like the best, which he is, at the in sports, like he has to have a competitive, like people are saying you're better than me. We'll see. Like we'll see about that. And Embiid ducked him like every time that year. So, or
he's never played in Denver.
Yeah, like Embiid like actively ducking him.
Never played in Denver, which is wild.
That's a joke.
Obviously, he has an insane drive. So obviously he wants to be the best. But I think he like wants to be best, but it not be like said out loud. Like he wants to like just everyone to know he's the best and know and talk about it, or like you know what I mean. Like he loves to work for the compliments but doesn't want them, and I don't know, it just seems like whenever they talk about it, he hates it, but he obviously like you're saying, he obviously is in the gym like 24/7 working on his floaters and touch and stuff,
and I think he gets pissed when he loses. I think he gets pissed when he loses. Like he's coaching the team on the fucking bench. Like I think he has like an insane drive in him.
Well, that was the front office's fault because they fired his fucking GM halfway through the year. Like going into a playoff run, he's got a fucking first year coach behind him. Like,
but honestly, I feel like you should have that. Like, I think they should be like, hey, Nicola, we're firing our coach and our GM, and we're going to put people in their spots for sure, and we're going to give you a good coach, a guy who can help manage the other players, but you're going to be basically picking the groceries and playing with them. So, why don't you tell us what, we should be doing here? Because, and I think that you can get sticky because you can get in a place with like Kevin Durant where he's like, I like Kyrie. He's my buddy. Let's play in Brooklyn, and that's miserable because they both forget that they don't really give a fuck. Or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like there's like Jordan always said, like, that's not my job to do that. Like whenever they asked him in the fucking coming up to the trade deadline and shit like that about like if they should trade for somebody, he said, that's not my job. My job is to play basketball. I can only focus on.
Yeah, but do you think he has no say?
I think he didn't want to say. I think he legitimately was like, I want just to play basketball. Put whatever the fuck you want around me. I'm gonna go fucking win.
But why wouldn't you want to say?
Because that's just another headache on top of you and another thing that they could say against you and what you did. And like I think Jordan understood that there are people in the front office that understood like building the team better than he did, but he knew how to play better than basically anybody ever. So I think that was more of his thing.
But like, how can you say they knew how to build a team better than like Michael Jordan knows what to do with everybody he plays with? Like he knows
he's
doing.
thinking about like, all right, well, like this guy's going to be signed for this amount of years, this amount of money. We can have this much cap room after we sign this person. We can trade this pick for this person. Like all that stuff, he doesn't want to be a part of, like what he was doing. Like,
but you don't think he was like, hey,
we're
like, no matter what you do, keep Scottie Pippen. Like, I don't care who you're trading around. Like, you don't think he ever was like that?
No, I think he hated Scottie Pippen, so I don't think that was.
Well, they hate each. Actually, I don't think Jordan hates Scottie at all. I think Pippen hates Jordan. I think it's been post facto because it's because of what happened with the contract shit.
Jordan was like,
it's all post after they played.
Jordan was like, go get that worm that used to beat the shit out of me in Detroit.
I
wonder, like,
that's definitely something that happened.
Yeah,
but I mean, like, once they got Scottie and Dennis over there, like I don't know if he made those calls to get those guys and they won the championships. Now, I think that if he was at the Wizards when he was in his prime, I think if like for whatever reason, like he still had years left of his prime after that, what happened in the end at the Bulls, I think he would have tried to take over more. Like the way the Bulls fucked him and didn't let him try for another championship, and they got rid of everybody. I think that if he still had like years left of his prime and he went to the Wizards, I think he would have tried to be more involved in the front office and all that. And like, look, we saw what he did with the front office in Charlotte. Like he clearly, maybe he knows that's what he can't do, so he doesn't do it. And he tried to do it in Charlotte and showed.
Well, I think he was more like he was bringing in people that weren't the best at their jobs. Like I don't know who the fuck the GMs were, but ain't nobody who has a job anymore. I can't imagine. It's probably like a buddy or somebody he thought was good. Like he just had I think he had poor judgment in putting people in places to make decisions. And honestly, maybe it's just a Charlotte thing.
It's not like they've gotten any better.
Well, that's not even the same Charlotte team. Am I right? It's different. No.
He was there for the Hornets too. He was there for when there was the Bobcats and when they went over to the Hornets. And then I think a couple of years after they went to the Hornets, he left.
I think you're right.
No, that can't be right. Aren't the Charlotte weren't the Hornets? Didn't they go to New Orleans and they were the New Orleans Hornets, and then they became the New Orleans Pelicans, right? And now Jordan owns he owned the current Charlotte Hornets that took the old Charlotte Hornets' place.
Yeah, the Bobcats.
Who are the Bobcats?
Bobcats.
Yeah. Then they moved.
It was weird because it's like New Orleans was the Hornets when it was like Chris Paul and Anthony Davis, and then then it was the Charlotte Bobcats. But then the Charlotte Bobcats took the Hornets name, and then the New Orleans Hornets turned to the Pelicans.
That's right.
And then they added another fucking team somewhere in there. I can't remember.
So Jordan bought into the Charlotte.
He was part
Bobcats.
of the Yes, he was part of the Bobcats, and then when they went over to the Hornets, he was still there for another year or two, and then he left. Because I remember there's a video of him like slapping Jeremy Lin in the back of the head when he was in a Hornets uniform. Because he was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Jeremy Lin has gotten attacked by Kobe and Jordan. Wow.
No, Jeremy Lamb, not
Jeremy Lin. I was like, that's crazy. Like, what a life he's had. He did Linsanity, got bullied by Kobe, and then bullied by Jordan. That'd be an insane career.
Yeah, he had an all right career for what he wasn't, Linsanity. I mean, best 2 weeks ever for maybe any player, but he ended up becoming a good role player. Huh?
Got a fat bag out of it too. He got a big contract because he was on like 10 days when he was doing that. So then he got a full contract out of him.
I think he got a big deal in Houston.
Yeah, he got a good deal in Houston too.
With Dwight.
And then he came back and went to Brooklyn after that, I think. And then he was in Charlotte.
Yeah, he's a giant.
And he went to China?
Yeah, he played.
I think he went to Atlanta.
Dude, I think he won a championship.
He just retired.
No way.
Yeah, he was on Toronto, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was on the Raptors, yeah. And you think he actually played, like, not a lot, but like 5 minutes a game. You know what I mean? Like stepped on the court.
That's 5 minutes of rest for somebody. So that's
he was on Atlanta the same season and got traded to Toronto.
Yeah, he's had a crazy career. Shout out to him.
I mean,
played for 7 teams.
Did he graduate Harvard?
I was going to say, he's one of the more successful Harvard players ever. There's no way that's a big crop.
Only guys I can think of that went to Harvard that got out were like the quarterback for the Bills, Fitzpatrick. He went to Harvard. And he graduated backup. And Jeremy Lin, those are the only guys I can think of. There's probably some hockey players that went to Harvard.
or like
Oh, yeah.
or some random lineman.
Yeah. Dad knew a kid that went to Harvard on a
Some
scholarship
genius.
for his brains, and he went and played football for Harvard.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What else? What else we got in the NBA? Kobe Buffkin got traded from Atlanta to Brooklyn. Jeremy Lin. However, he former 15th overall pick, 22 years old. Don't know what the fuck the Nets are doing. They're just going to run a team of 5 guards out there, all in their early 20s, and
It's
hope
gonna
for the
be great.
best.
Everybody's going to try and get theirs basically the entire time. And then Cam Thomas is going to be there pissed that he's not touching the ball.
They're just trying to figure out what works around MPJ. It's pretty hard, Cody.
Yeah.
It's damn near impossible to figure out what works with MPJ.
So far, it's just a
Damn.
supercomputer.
Yeah, just a 7-foot tall supercomputer from Serbia. That's the only one that they can figure out to make it work.
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing really. I don't think Kobe Buffkin has played a lot of NBA hoops, but and the Nets are going to they're poised for the worst team this year, right? I imagine there's not going to be a worse team in basketball than them. Even the Wizards have something good going on with like Koulibaly and
Sar.
yes,
The Jazz are trying.
Jazz got like 6 tall white dudes.
Yeah.
And like that's it. Yeah, man, I don't know. Speaking of tall,
the Jazz are trying. The Jazz should be tanking for DeBanza next year. He's already in fucking BYU.
They've been grooming him.
Yeah,
because they know he already said he wants to play for Boston only.
that would be so sick if he pulled an Eli Manning. He's like, I'm not playing for you. Free agency and got signed by the Celtics.
Ainge is like, what about a former Boston player and former Boston executive? He's like, am I enough to keep you here? What about my son too? He's from Boston.
Yeah. Hey, how much do you love Mormon girls? We got a lot of them in Utah.
Dude loves to soak.
Thanks, Uncle. Real special, real low trampoline in his backyard for that.
Don't forget to pack your stab-proof undies. Fuck, what the fuck was I gonna say? Oh my god, I just lost it.
Basketball is in the biggest dead zone of the year. We have a month until preseason starts, month and a half until the regular season. Like nobody's getting traded. Simons is probably not going to get traded. He's going to be on the roster. Like all your trades have already happened. You're getting Cody Buffkin for money, and that's what we got to talk about.
Kobe Buffkin.
So I said Kobe Buffkin.
I'm Cody.
I said Kobe.
I do hoop like him though.
And who's the breakout star for the Celtics coming up this year? Who are you guys expecting to like surprise you this year?
HG.
Jacob, you first.
Hugo. I think Hugo Gonzalez is going to be.
No way.
I think he's going to be the best rookie we've had in a bit. What else is the breakout?
Elaborate.
I don't know. I like the tape, and I think we need the playmaking, and I don't know. I think there's going to be a lot of room on the wing and such.
Me? Oh, who I think? I think it's going to be Nimi. I think Nimi's either going to, show that he can be a starter in this league or, maybe this is his real opportunity to like show that he can be a real guy in the league.
That's definitely fair.
Yeah, I see that. I mean, even just like a guy that's going to surprise you this year, I think Jordan Walsh he's got a lot of minutes coming his way. I think that he's going to step up. You're going to see a defensive team coming out over there. I think he's going to try and copy the way Jaylen Brown started his career, where he wasn't scoring crazy amounts, but he was like 100% on defense every single possession kind of guy, and
athletic freak.
Yeah, and I think that if like the 3-ball looked good last year towards the end of the year when he was getting minutes. So I think that if he can carry that over into this year, like I think that he could be he's a guy that we haven't talked a lot about. I think this is a big year for him, because if it doesn't work out with the amount of minutes that he's going to get this year, then I don't know how much more opportunities you can give him.
No, yeah, it's like now we're talking like, hey, dude, you're a 25-year-old guy. I don't know if we can keep you. We'd rather give that spot to a younger dude or whatever. 2 things. Hugo, he's 23, I think, right? He played in.
He's 19.
No, He's 19?
That's what I was
Baby, yeah.
told. Yeah.
What the fuck did I think he was 23 for?
No. He's 19.
Okay.
And I think he's slept on because he's a Euro, but in a different kind, not a tall French man.
But he played for what, Real?
Yeah,
Do I have any of this right? So the thing when you get Euros over who play in like the league is they're playing against grown men. They're playing against like real tough. They're not playing against a kid who's like in accounting 101 that morning,
Yeah.
who will never see the light of day. He's playing against real grown men this is their job. So I like that for immediate impact stuff, especially if he's going to get some real burn, like you said.
Yeah, and it's more of a surprise. It's a surprise because we don't get that from rookies recently, where it's like a kind of a burn immediately. That's more of the surprise. I don't think he's gonna like light the world on fire, but like the fact that we're gonna have a rookie playing like that, I feel like it's gonna be a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, there's a lot of chances here for a lot of young dudes to establish themselves as the next crop of role players, at least of the game
like
on the Celtics team.
36 minutes a night for like 78 games a year available because that's how much Tatum used to play.
Yeah,
all those minutes be filled. So
yeah, well, it's not just that. Kristaps Porzingis is gone. Drew Holiday is gone. Like there's
Hauser breakout year. You think that we're gonna have a big Hauser year? I mean, look,
it's a little bit harder to say.
We're all like all in on Pritchard. Like I think no matter, I think unless Pritchard averages like 30 a game, I don't think that any of us are going to be surprised if he's averaging mid-20s. Like a full green light Pritchard playing 30 minutes a game, I think that he can get in the 20s easy.
I mean, everybody besides I think Derek White has a prove it year this year. Derek White is what he is. Like nobody's expecting him to be. He's easily the best third option in the league. Bill Simmons. And I don't like what you're going to get night in, night out from him. Jaylen Brown obviously has a big, and I think that was my second point. Like the obvious answer here is Jaylen Brown. Now is your opportunity to be the guy that we all think you are and you think you are. And especially with the talks about how his grandmother's always in his ear about going back to Atlanta. There's always talks about splitting the Jays up. How long can you be Robin to the sidekick to Batman, JT? This is a huge year for him to be like, yeah, I'm that dude. I'm a one on, in the league. And we're going to need him to do that if we're going to have any hopes of having a great year. Obviously everybody else, Pritchard's getting starter minutes. Now you're the sixth man of the year. Are you more than that? Like, are you a guy who could be a one starter on 29 other teams? Who else? Obviously Neemi's Keita, like I said.
The X-Man.
Tillman.
Yeah.
Every young guy, they all young guys have the built-in prove it.
Yeah. I heard what was it? Corrales was talking about if Tillman can slide into the 4, then everything else kind of clicks into place. Now you can play Neemi at the 5 where he's more effective. You can start trying out Amari Williams coming off the bench. You got Garza coming off the bench. You got who's the other big that we got this offseason?
A 7 foot tall dude.
Bassey. Or is it?
No, Bassey went to the Spurs.
Yeah, different name.
His name is like Andre something or some shit.
Yeah, we got a couple other guys that fit right into that center spot. So if you can get Tillman to fill out that 4 spot and be effective at that, then that really helps everything click into place. You can play Jordan at the 3.
Oh yeah, you also have Chris Boucher.
Boucher, that's what I was thinking of. You could play him at the 5 too because he's so lanky. So like if you can get Tillman, so the power forward spot's really where we're gonna be lacking at because we don't have anybody that's in that 6'9" to 6'11" range. All our guys are either 6'10" to 7 foot and slow footed. So that's gonna be kind of tough.
Josh Minot.
Why not?
Synot. Shout out to that Pokemon dude. No, yeah, he fits that criteria. He's 6'8", lanky, athletic. So hopefully he can shoot.
He hit that 3 that one time.
Tillman. I'll never forget that 3 in the finals.
Shout out to Luka Garza. That's another guy we got this year.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be one of the bigs. It's going to be like one of the bigs that sort of saves us that we're going to be like, let's go. And that they're going to be sort of this, I guess Keita, like you're saying, I think we all want it to be Keita, but I guess that wouldn't be the surprising one technically because we've had him. I feel like, but if one of these new guys kind of comes up and kind of saves our trajectory in a bit, that'd be kind of interesting if this Chris fella works out here.
Amari Williams, Steve. That's the other 7-footer we
Yeah,
have, who's
That's what I
23.
was saying. Yeah, I'm hoping he can get a lot of minutes this year too. He's a crazy passer. We got guys. Hugo loves to cut, so he's going to be fun. Jalen, when he's playing at his best, is cutting. Derek White's a crazy intelligent cutter. Like, I think that if you can develop Amari Williams at like a high post, or just give him the ball up top and run some actions so that you can hit cutters, like, I think it's going to be so much fun to watch. Jordan Walsh, another fucking cutter. Like,
It's interesting that you say that. Just as like an unbiased guy looking at the roster, it's a bit depressing.
it's not great.
It's a bit like this might be a really bad year.
We're looking at a 500 team this year, and if a couple of big
Maybe.
well, then you're looking at like 44, 45 win team. That's about it.
But if everything goes right, then we're talking about a serious contender in the East, at least.
Well, how right are we talking? Are we talking like we hit the jackpot and Nemi's the next fucking Ben Wallace over here? Like, is that what we're talking? Or
like Peyton Pritchard has, basically you need that to happen. You also need Jaylen Brown to be in MVP discussions.
Yeah, that's really
like 25 a game.
Peyton Pritchard is like, he's the next fucking John Stockton or whatever the hell.
Show your D White's fucking first team all defense this year. Like,
honestly, that wouldn't shock me if he got that. He should be that every year.
That Drew too.
Yeah, I think. But I mean, all defense now. It's not. There's no positions. First team all defense is usually just all centers.
I love a good position. I don't know about you.
Especially,
it's the best defensive guard / wing in the league.
I'm sorry. Before we get off this, Jacob, what were you saying?
Well, I was kind of talking to what Steve was saying. I was like, it's kind of funny they did that because I feel like there are so many. There are a decent amount of guards now that to actually just attribute the first team to. It's like Dyson, Dort, White. I feel like they kind of did away with the positions right when they didn't need to.
Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson. Yeah. No, yeah. Dyson Daniels is like doing 90s level steals per game activity.
I mean, but what do you call Yanis? He's like the big game. He's the one who's just like, what the fuck do we call him?
Power forward.
Oh,
right. But he's like going to be point guard.
Well, I mean, look, if you want to talk about guys that broke it, it was Magic Johnson broke everything first because he was 6'9" playing point guard. LeBron plays every position.
Yes, of course.
6'8", like.
Jokic wouldn't be on these teams, but he's crazy. He definitely would not be on the defensive team, though, but he definitely breaks it, too.
Who is the best defensive? Sorry, Steve. What was your question?
I said, is Derek White the third best defensive guard / wing in the league?
Best defensive guard / wing? I
think he's probably like fourth.
I mean, like Dyson Daniels is a guard.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the only guys I can think of that are ahead of him would be like Dyson Daniels.
What is Lou Dort?
I think I probably put Derek White above Lou Dort for defense.
Really?
Then I think I put Thompson above D White though. I think Dort struggles with guys that are fast. I don't think D White struggles with guys that are fast. And I think
but also Dort is a brick shithouse in the post.
I mean, we've watched D White block 7-footers in the finals. Like, I don't know, too worried about it.
I hear you. I'm on your
side. I
side.
might be able to get Derek White's going to strip you or block it. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
What is Alex Caruso?
He's a wing. He's probably a 3, 2 or 3. But I'd still put D White above
him. Interesting.
So I think I got him at 3, maybe 4. Unless I'm forgetting.
We're forgetting somebody. We have to be.
Drew.
What about Asar?
Yeah, I said Thompson.
Yeah, just counts for
both Thompsons are better than him.
Bilal Coulibaly.
No, I don't think he's. I think he's overrated as a defender.
That man on the.
What are you talking about? It's like the one thing he does.
The Trailblazers fellow. What's his name?
Danny Avdia?
No, it's like the Kumara guy or something. There's someone that.
Monty Kumara.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, everyone. From what I hear, he's just lurking and he's just ready to go into a good team someday.
That's the only I've traded for him a bunch of times in like the league because he's always kind of available. In 2K, he's a zilch on offense, but he is a beast on defense.
They have two.
Yes.
They have Matisse too. It's kind of funny. They have two of those guys.
Seriously, Batista, I was going to say that, he's not obviously offensively, he's a zilch, but he is like one of the best defenders, if not the best guard wing defender in the league. That's why he's still getting jobs across the league.
It's the only reason.
I still believe in Young, so.
I'm sorry, what?
I still believe in James Young.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably like 25.
RJ Hunter, too.
He's going to be 25 until we die.
To answer your question, Steve, no, I think Derek White's the best. And he could never do anything wrong in my eyes, and I just love him.
He might be my favorite player to watch this year because he's just such a level-headed guy. And just
he's also like very much Marcus Smartish. Like, he's 100% effort.
Yeah, I love that too. Like, we're going to be down by 30 in a game. He's going to be trying to full court press and turn the game around.
I mean, he certified himself as in this role when he lost his fucking teeth.
Finals, yeah.
Oh, I wish I was wearing a
fucking
shirt.
animal.
I got the shirt. The tooth.
Hey, is defense having a comeback?
Dude, Cooper
He just
Flag,
rattled off a bunch of great defenders.
The league is a number 1 overall pick. He's going to be an all-time defender. Dylan Harper, I think, is a pretty good defender too. Going to the Spurs.
Wemby.
Victor.
Yeah, I was going to say
probably going to
Wemby.
be the best player in the league
Castle.
in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, defense is having a comeback. Love to see it.
Not Adam Silver though. Defense you don't get highlights from defense.
Are you kidding, dude? One of the best finals moments of all time is a block.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, I'm just making fun of Silver because calling the league a fucking highlight league. Like,
yeah, no, we trash Silver. He's he deserves it.
Go back to Men in Black, dude. Come on.
He does look like the fucking alien with the
alien big body thing, the fake human body with the alien inside of his chest.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, he looks exactly like that fucking guy.
He is on Orion's belt.
The guy also Dylan and Roger Rabbit.
Speaking of quirked up white boys, Alperen Sengun. What are we thinking? I didn't put this topic. You just want to talk about Alperen Sengun?
Yeah. I mean, I was just adding topics. I just saw that basically. I saw a hilarious conversation today that was like, who's a better passer, Sengun or Yanis? And I'm like, I don't know. Why is this even a conversation? Like, probably Sengun, but Yanis does average more. It was just a hilarious it's like, what? That was like all over Twitter today.
It's a conversation because Alperen Sengun said that Giannis isn't that good of a passer.
That's true.
And he said that makes him easy to defend because he's not that good of a passer. Because Turkey beat Greece in the Eurobasket. And it's like you're looking at Giannis and like I don't think that he's like the best passer, but he's still definitely an above average passer. Like
I was gonna say, is there any truth to that? Like, what is his basis?
I think he's just talking shit because it's Eurobasket and that's what they all do. Which is part of the reason why Eurobasket is so great. I didn't watch any of it because it was fucking impossible to find any of it. But like these countries actually just fucking hate each other and they just get it out through basketball. It's like,
it's Turkey against Greece.
Yeah. So that was a big shit talking thing about that. And I guess Giannis had a bad game. They were talking about, he's a bad player. And Giannis went up on the podium afterwards and they asked him, but he's like, I've been in the league for 13 years. I've won literally everything.
I was gonna say that's
like
I don't know if gameplay is what you can fucking, other than shooting, is something you can assail Giannis Antetokounmpo on. Like, he's certified himself as one of the greatest of all time.
He's got an MVP, a DPOY, a Finals MVP. Like he's gonna go down. He could retire now and be Hall of Famer. Like
like slow down, Alperen Sengun. Like, dude, you have a lot of shit. Like, before you can start coming at. Although I guess I respect the fucking.
I always respect trash talk. Doesn't matter how good the guy is. Like I respect a rookie coming in talking shit to LeBron James. Like I don't give a shit. If you're gonna talk your shit, talk your shit.
True.
I'm glad he's good too. It's not just some scrub. It's like a guy that is gonna made the All-Star team last year. Will make it this year.
But fucking Pat Bev say to fucking Steph Curry said the last 5 years were yours, the next 5 years are mine, and now he's playing in fucking Israel. Like get the fuck out of here, Pat Bev, you fucking loser.
Do you want to hear Giannis's stats last year? Which is he 30.4, 6.5, and 12. He had 6.5 assists last year.
How many
Wow.
turnovers do you have? Like 2, 3?
3. So
Yeah.
6.5 to 3 is not terrible for a big man that shouldn't be doing that stuff anyway.
That just shows how bad the fucking Bucks were built last
But also, who the fuck is he passing to? Yeah, he's passing like AJ Green.
year. Yeah. Well,
Please,
yeah,
dude.
I mean, I think his numbers might have got boosted a little bit from having Dame at the beginning of the year, but
Well, I don't know. Dame probably was getting a lot of ISO shot. I don't think he was well, obviously can catch and shoot, but I don't know if it necessarily helps his assist stat that Dame was playing with him that much. It definitely does a little bit.
What's crazy is he had the same amount of assists the year before, 6.5. So he's just been like decent at like he's just been slowly increasing. He started at 1, then 2, then 4, then 5, and then like basically 6 the last 4 years straight. So he's just like one of the best players of all time. Who would have known? Giannis.
I mean, 6 assists a game is not nothing too. Like that's pretty good. Like there's point guards that are starting point guards that don't get 6 assists a game in the league right now.
That's like 1 or 2 away from you being a straight up one of the better passers in the league. If you get 8 assists a game, that's literally what people think of you as, and he's 6.5.
And to Cody's point, like he's passing fucking AJ Green and fucking Justin Champagny last year.
Marjan Beauchamp.
Kyle Kuzma fucking running a fucking Tony Snell.
Oh, that is the blackest hole in the league. I can't even give it to Julius Randle anymore. Randle had a great playoffs, and like I just like him as a player. Fucking Kuzma, dude. If you're passing the ball, good luck.
You're not getting
that's 3 dribbles and then it's maybe going up. Like,
did you see
you ain't getting it back.
You see the Randall stuff? I bet Knicks fans are fucking punching holes through walls. Did you see why he was saying he's better now?
Oh, yeah, he used to get high all the time when he was in New York and just be stoned all the time. And now he's like, I just cut back on weed. And now like everything's clear for me. I'm reading the game better. And it's like, I can't get it.
Yeah, I guess basically like I guess his career ebbs and flows is because he like smokes so much before games and just is a massive stoner. And I guess like he either attributes it or blames like parts of yeah. But if I was a Knicks fan, I'd be like, holy fuck, dude, we're paying you so much money and you're like smoking before games and stuff. Even though I'm no stoner myself.
I'm high right now. I'm insert the Denzel Washington clip. I'm high right now. I'm drunk right now. I was drunk on that plane. Great movie, Flight. You should watch it. Yeah, but I can't imagine the weed consumption goes down when you go from New York City to goddamn Minnesota.
I mean, it depends on like if he did figure out that was hindering his game.
Of course, yeah. That was just a personal choice.
Contract year this year was
yeah.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the league. Not really much else to talk about.
No.
You guys got anything else in the NBA?
Oh, hurry the fuck up and come back.
Damn.
Why? You're already done with the NFL? The NFL's electric, dude. Best 1:00 slate I maybe have ever seen, let alone that we've had in years. There was so many 1-score games going into the final minutes, and Patriots were one of them.
You got Red Zone? You watching on that, or you just clicking back and forth?
I do have Red Zone, but I was at a bar for this.
Better. That means you fucking got a fucking cold beer in front of you and all the TVs are all set up. That's sick.
Yeesh. Shout out to Casey's in Somerville. Patriots won.
Damn
straight. Steve.
That was so
you're our NFL analyst.
That was so fucking funny when they had that punt return. I was laughing. I was like, oh no, we just saw him just fucking going up and around. Oh, fuck.
Steve was texting the group chat during the game being like, I think I'm out on the Patriots this year. They kind of fucking stink. And then he's just like, Drake May throws an absolute dot to Ramondre Stevenson. He's like, I'm back in. And then we kick a field goal. They get a kick return. He's like, I'm back out. And then the next play, Antonio Gibson takes a fucking kick return to the house. It's just like, I'm back in.
I'm so fucking back in.
You guys see Vrabel running with Antonio?
Yeah, I saw that.
It's stupid shit like that I kind of love seeing in the Patriots uniform, because Belichick just stayed in one fucking 4x4 area on the sideline.
Look, to be fair to Belichick, he was also almost 70, and
he was.
Vrabel's coming off of being a professional player for however many years, still working out and shit.
Wearing them.
Yeah, and he loves He loves getting in scrums with the linemen.
I'll miss his style though.
Fucking Will Campbell was saying that he fucking was practicing with him like full contact. Like, what are we doing, Vrabel? You're gonna have a fucking concussion.
True. I didn't
You're gonna be
get to
calling
what,
zone blitzes while fucking Drake May's about to fucking catch the ball in a fucking shotgun formation. What are we talking about?
how did Will do? I didn't get to watch it as close as I'd like to.
So the left side of the line, which is the two rookies, Will Campbell and the dude from Georgia that we got, Wilson. They obviously had a rough week 1, but week 2 they graded out at PFF as like the best left side of a line across the NFL. Like they had 0 pressures allowed, I think, in the second half or something like that. They kicked Jared Wilson. They kicked ass, just straight up.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was nice, and that's how offensive lines, they get better as the season goes on. So if they're already improving from week 1 to week 2, then maybe we're actually going to have a really solid unit this year. And Ramondre Stevenson balled out. The Dolphins are very bad, but they do have pass rushers. They have Chop Robinson and Jesus, I had his name.
Jason Taylor.
Nope.
Zach Thomas.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. They've had all these guys, though. The Dolphins might be the worst team in the league.
So it's pretty bad that we gave up like 27 points to the worst team in the league. Is that what you're saying?
Well, they got good offense. That's one thing they have. It's like, okay, like they still have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Devon Achane, and Bradley Chubb. That's the guy I was thinking of. But they do have a pass rush too. But they don't have any offensive line. They have no linebackers. Their secondary is the worst in the league, and we exposed it. And now the Dolphins are probably going to be firing their coach. If they lose this week, I thought they were going to fire him after this game. They didn't. They should have. And I think they're playing the Bills this upcoming week, and that's going to be a massacre.
With a slaughter.
So if it gets really ugly, I imagine they'll fire him after the game.
Yeah, I mean, your prediction was today or tomorrow they're going to fire him if they lost on Sunday. So you still might be right.
It might be coming, dude.
They might just let him go out there to lose to the Bills, just so that their new coach coming in can not have to fucking have his first game be against the Bills. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's weird to root against the guy, rooting for a guy to lose his job. I'm not really doing that. I don't know. I think their issue is not just the play personnel; it's the coaching.
I think Tua doesn't help you either, though.
Yeesh. Tua's damaged goods, but
yeah, I mean that's another guy who I don't want to see him play football anymore, just because of all the concussions. Like I don't think it's safe for him to be out there anymore.
Yeah. But he's like he's got that Samoan blood in him, dude. He'll die on the field.
It's not a good thing. Somebody's got to save you from yourself at that point. Like, come on.
Well, we had this discussion last year.
I thought
it doesn't know anything about fucking football. Like I know that guy should not be playing football anymore.
Yeah, I thought watching Anthony Davis and play basketball is stressful. Watching Tua is like I'm not even opening my eyes. I'm like, just don't even like,
Like I have the Patriots defense. I'm like, I don't want them to sack him. Just please do it. Throw it to the fucking linebacker. Throw it to the corner. Just don't fucking get hit, dude.
Oh, that was another thing. We didn't have Gonzalez, so that didn't help. That we, our stoppability on defense. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers this week. Aaron Rodgers coming to town.
How did he play this week?
Not that good.
Because he had 4 touchdowns week 1.
Yeah, against the Jets. That was a great game, but I think he had very much pedestrian stats going into this. It was a heavy Jalen Warren game. Which, having said that, the fantasy football matchups, Jacob and I literally down to the last play of the Raiders game, before they nailed it. I won by 1 point, 136 to 137. That was when we were the 2 highest scoring teams in the league. Jacob obviously was the number 1 team in the league. I think you're going to put up a lot of stats, dude. So I'm shocked I beat you. But then again, I did have Brandon Aubrey, who put up 23 points and is automatic from 60 yards out.
I was like, and your defense went off too. I forget who you had, but my defense and kicker and it was funny. Like my top players went so hard, but then my bottom fucking was nothing, and then your bottom was like, holy fuck, like that's. I mean, your like top guys did well enough, but
no, but I started Trevion Henderson, and I'm not going to do that next week because he's not the number one guy. I do have Ramondre, but like he put up, I think 4.5 points the first week, and I think 5 or 6 this week. Like I should have lost any other week, but I got lucky with. I mean, CD Lamb's obviously going to go off, but I got lucky with the defense and the kicker.
Yeah, and I might need to kill Laporta. Not really. I'll just put him on the bench and I think I have Hunter Henry, so that's a fun substitute anyway. But Laporta has literally gotten like 4 and 5 the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, their defense, their offense they dominated this week for sure. And I started the pass catcher on the Lions and Jameson Williams. He's the third guy on that team. Laporta is a beast, and obviously they have Amon-Ra St. Brown. But I just think their offense is going to be a little bit different this year because they don't have Ben Johnson anymore.
No.
Calling the plays. So, yeah, Hunter Henry is about as safe as it gets. He's always going to get like 5 catches a game.
Yeah. And I'll be watching anyway.
True that.
I don't have any pets other than him, so.
Steve, you beat Jimmy. Shout out to all the computers. Jimmy, we know you're listening, dude. I can't imagine personally losing.
Yeah. How the fuck did you lose to me? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I know it's killing him inside.
Oh my god, dude.
We tried to tilt him this morning, and he's like, "I win championships every year, dude." I'm like, no.
Yeah, I was about to tell him, like, I've never been in any leagues that you've won a championship in. Like,
yeah, this other Pembroke league that you're beating up on, like Gem Dunn on.
like,
yeah,
man.
man.
Pretty decent. I need to trade some guys. I think I'm going to trade T. Higgins.
Want to trade him?
Yeah, I mean,
want to trade him for Justin Fields?
I can't play Justin.
Who's your quarterback? No. Yes, you can. Who's your quarterback?
I have Burrow. No, I have Mayfield. Sorry.
Okay.
Mayfield.
Actually, Baker Mayfield. He's a little banged up.
And
if you watch that,
I have Trevor Lawrence too. So I already got 2 quarterbacks. I don't really.
No, Trevor Lawrence is not a quarterback.
There's like more points than Baker Mayfield did this week, and he was on my bench again. So
is that right? That can't be right.
Oh yeah, Trevor Lawrence had
Mayfield
like 19 points.
Mayfield went off.
Trevor can run.
Well, he went off in the first half, and then he didn't. He threw for like 190 yards and like 2 touchdowns in the first half, and he threw for like 15 yards in the second half. It was like, what the fuck?
True. That did kind of die.
He had
wheels too, kind of, but he just doesn't use it much. But kind of like Daniel Jones, where he's deceptively white and quick.
Yeah, fucking.
There's
19.9, and Trevor Lawrence had 19.24. So,
but now there's like heavy smoke with him not getting along with Liam Cohen, the coach, and I think people are leaning towards the coach.
Yeah,
like Trevor Lawrence on very thin ice. I don't know. I wouldn't be so shocked if he isn't their quarterback at the end of the year. I'll say that.
There's a couple of guys I was looking at trade. DJ Moore.
Yeah.
He's just kind of not doing anything.
I mean, he had like 1 really good season.
And then I think I'm going to keep Chase Brown because I think they're going to be running the ball a lot.
Yeah.
Although,
absolutely.
Another shitter fucking performance for him. He had 47 yards. That was it. I don't know.
No, you have 100% right. You need to keep him.
Yeah, because I know you wanted him, so that's the reason why I know the fuck.
If you don't want him, I'll trade you for him. I need a running back.
I really want that fucking running back for the Bucks. Number 1.
Bucky Irving?
No, number 1. What the fuck was his name? The big tall
Bucky
kid.
Irving.
No, it's not Bucky Irving. His name's something White.
Oh, Rashad White.
Yeah, he's a fucking. I like the way he runs. He reminds me of like young or Alvin Kamara the way he runs.
Bucky Irving's the guy to have on the Bucks running back core. He's a better player. But I mean, Rashad White was a high draft pick, and he was the running back before that. So maybe it's never a bad idea to have like a guy in a split backfield.
Yeah, I got Nick Chubb still too.
Yeah, I imagine he had a good game.
Guys, yeah, I didn't play him though. I don't know who the fuck I started over him. Probably DJ Moore again, like a fucking idiot.
Well, maybe in your flex spot, but Nick Chubb should be getting running back starts on your team.
I got Chase,
Yep.
whatever his name is that we just talked about.
There's 2 running back slots.
Chase Brown.
You're aware of this, right?
Alvin Kamara is my other running back.
Well, you have a flex.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I have DJ Moore on my flex, so that's gonna have to change.
Yeah, that fucked you right there.
How is
But you still won.
How's
Yeah,
Kamara?
I had Wandale Robinson on my bench. He had 28 fucking points.
Not likely to happen again.
But he had 8 catches for 142 yards and a touchdown.
That's a good question, though. How is Alvin Kamara doing this year? I haven't watched a ton of Saints games. Can't lie.
Neither. No.
I haven't watched any Saints games, but he had fucking 16 points this week. He had
How many receptions did he have?
13.7 last. No receptions. Wait, hold on. No, he had six receptions this week.
Yeah, that's why you have Alvin Kamara, is because like his floor as a pass catching back is much higher than like your Nick Chubb's, who did ironically caught a touchdown pass this week.
Off the bench, it was great.
I think Chuba Hubbard did too, unless he was a running.
Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba,
I like Chuba better, but okay.
Chuba is great. Yeah, Chuba. if I had my druthers, that would be it.
I'd go by Chuba Hubbard for sure.
But Chuba/Chuba is a pass catching back. What were you going to say about him?
No, I think I got the same sort of situation. He got a lot of points last week, and I'm pretty sure it was a receiving touchdown. I was happy with that.
Yeah, and especially on teams with like a young quarterback that's not like they don't have like a Justin Jefferson or whatever. I think those running backs are at a premium because they're always open on the flat. And when you have a young guy throwing the ball, he's just going to check it down. I mean, unless he's willing to, throw a tough ball downfield. So that's why I think they're valuable. Chase Brown is a pass catching back as well, Steve. But so we'll see that with Browning taking the helm. I think his value has probably only gone up.
T. Higgins' value went down. Because I know, like, your first option is going to be Jamar Chase. I don't know how often he's going to be reading to the second level to try and find T. Higgins. When Chase Brown's probably going to be out in the flat to try and catch that ball.
I do think, Jacob, that the 2 pass.
Said miss you already, Jacob.
I do think you're right, Steve. I do think the Cincinnati Bengals pass catchers will see a hit to their value.
You want to trade?
Browning is a good backup.
You want to trade T. Higgins for Ramondre?
I'm pretty set, dude, at receiver. I have CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Quentin Johnson, Brian Thomas Jr.
Who's the guy for? I have another guy for the fucking Bucks who's a receiver who's really good, but he's out.
Oh, holy shit! I can't remember his name. Not Mike Evans. Not Emeka Egbuka.
Good one.
Chris Godwin.
Yeah, got him.
Godwin. Yes.
Because he's good, right?
He is good, and he'll be valuable when he comes back. I don't know. Emeka Egbuka is the real deal. He's had like 3 touchdowns in 2 weeks, so I think he's like. We'll see how interesting it is how much he cuts in the Godwin's value. Because they also have Cade Otton, who's not a bad tight end, and like the two-headed snake and White and Irving.
The Bucks aren't that bad. It looks like
it's their defense, and they're also a bit banged up. Their tackle Wirfs is out, and Baker looks like he's pretty banged up too.
Yeah, he always looks like he's hurt. That dude gets fucked up every play.
But he was gimping heavy in that game, especially after that like 40-yard run he had.
Yeah, he got tackled from behind and fucking fucked up his hammy or something, and they got up.
And then he immediately jumps in the cornerback's face.
Yeah,
I do love Baker Mayfield.
I was gonna say the same thing. I don't know why, but I love Baker Mayfield.
It's because he's like
he's not the strongest, but he's always gonna be fucking fired up.
He is like an all-time like kind of comeback story. Like,
oh yeah,
the first overall pick in his draft in 16, 17, after like being a college stud at Oklahoma, drafted to the Browns. Pretty good for the Browns. Browns cut ties with him because Deshaun Watson's coming, and then he is in Carolina for a bit, rehabs himself in LA with McVay. Might have even been on the Super Bowl winning team. Maybe not. I don't know. But performs there when Stafford's hurt, then lands himself in Tampa Bay and is like back to being a top 10 starter. Like, that's a great, and he he is, like you said, Steve, he's small, not the best at anything, but he fucking wants to compete. And I like that about him.
And I tell you what, it's really fun to see him when he's not on your team because some of the throws he makes, the fucking balls that you have to make some of those throws. Like, he'll throw
Big
it right
stones.
over the top of a fucking cornerback's head, like just barely missing him, trying to squeeze one in. It's like, I'm so glad that that's not my quarterback trying to make that play, but it's so much fun to watch.
To be fair, he is throwing to Mike Evans, who is a Hall of Famer. Like Mike Evans, honestly, it'd be like, fuck it, Mike Evans down there somewhere type shit. Like Evans he's gonna go up and get it, and he's huge. And then you have a guy like Godwin, would be a one on any other team. If not anymore.
The funniest thing about the Browns thing too is that he won a playoff game for the Browns, and they're like, we don't want that. It was only the first time in a couple decades, but that doesn't cut it. Let's get him out of here and get Deshaun Watson in eventually.
He made Cleveland relevant.
Yeah,
he did. It was him and who was that white running back they had?
Oh,
it was on Madden.
2011 Peyton Hillis.
Yeah,
was that too early?
He was one and done though.
That was too early though. That was before him, right?
He's like the Madden.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He is the Madden curse, like embodied.
He never did anything ever after that 1 year.
No. Which is
hell of a.
Yeah, I mean, he like made the Browns relevant. He had OBJ, I guess. OBJ and Jarvis Landry, but I don't know. And Nick Chubb.
And Myles Garrett too.
Oh, well, yeah, Myles Garrett's
Was that the year that Myles Garrett bonked the guy with his helmet?
No, that was like 2 years ago.
One of them. He was on like
I'm
2
so
or 3 years ago.
Time. That was fucking so funny.
That might have been 4 years ago. I was watching the game with Jimmy, the loser of your fantasy matchup this week.
Yeah, Jimmy, you fucking lost to me, dude.
He ripped off fucking Duck Hodges' helmet and beat him over the head with it.
He bonked the fuck out.
That must have been, I mean...
He must have seen his life flash before his eyes.
Exactly. Myles Garrett is a scary motherfucker. It's a shame he has to waste his career in Cleveland. But
what happened to bonk people?
They're going to be bad this year, too. You guys hear about Shedur Sanders? Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. Talking yourself into a team via the draft. The Ravens wanted to draft him like ahead of the Browns. And he said, no, I don't want to play for you. I don't want to play under Lamar. And so he went to Cleveland, and now he's not playing under Joe Flacco.
Yeah. That's awful.
Not great.
Not great.
That doesn't even
I'm rooting for him.
I'm always rooting for everybody to succeed and everything, but he's got his dad's temperament and his dad's mouth, but without his dad's skills.
Why would you want to risk it? You go to the Baltimore and learn under maybe one of the best quarterback, the most athletic quarterback of all time, maybe the best in the league. Honest has a decent argument as saying he's the best in the league. You don't want to learn under him.
Yeah, a guy who's got an MVP, a guy
multiple MVPs.
Yeah, and a guy who look. Obviously, you knock on wood, you don't want to see injuries, but a guy who does like to run might get hit and get knocked out of a game at some point where you can.
He's missed games.
That seems like a great place to go. Who's coaching the Ravens now? Is it still Harbaugh?
He's besides Tomlin, he's the longest tenured head coach in the league.
Harbaugh's a really good coach. Both the Harbaughs are really good coaches. You're gonna learn a lot under him. It just seems like you shoot yourself in the fucking foot, cut your nose off your face.
You see, we know the name Tyler Snoop Huntley because Lamar got hurt so many times and he had to start for the Ravens multiple seasons. You're telling me you wouldn't want to go learn under Lamar and I think Huntley just got signed to another roster. He's still in the league getting paid. And now you're the third stringer on a bad quarterback team, a bad team in general.
And the worst culture.
Not learning. The worst culture. And you the rate you could have went. That's like turning down a vacation. I don't know. That's foolishness. And listen, he's betting on himself, but
who's the other brother? Shiloh? Didn't he get cut?
Sanders?
Yeah, didn't he make a team then he got cut?
I don't fucking know. I can't front. I don't know.
I thought I
He's
heard,
not a relevant player in the NFL.
no, I heard he got drafted and then he got cut like before the season started, basically.
So he's
Yeah.
like the Leandro Ball in this situation.
Yeah.
Barely making rosters, getting cut because of behavior.
Yeah, but is there a LaMelo? Oh, yeah, there is a LaMelo. I think there's another Sanders kid
I don't even know. Probably.
in college. I don't know.
Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, man. Jacob, you play my brother in week 3.
Good luck with that one. Like you said, the Dolphins defense sucks and they're playing the Bills this week. So, and I think
That's
that Cody
true.
Butler has the entire Bills roster on his team.
Yeah, true. Fuck. But counterpoint, his team is incredibly banged up, and he scored 66 points in fantasy this week. So
Oh, yeah.
The weekend,
you might have a
fucking
chance.
plays me.
You might be in luck. I mean, Jacob, you should be heavy favorite going into this week, I imagine, to win. Steve, you face my friend Frankie. Shout out Frankie.
Hi, Frankie.
Knows nothing about football. He might know as much as you in football, maybe slightly more, maybe a little bit more, but not too much more.
It's hard to know.
No matter,
than me.
he's always in the finals every year. Like, I won't be surprised if he's in the finals for this league that we're in. He just dumb lucks his way into winning. That kid's got a horseshoe crammed way up his fucking ass.
I'll pull it out for you, Frankie. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah, get the wins out early. Beat these guys early so I can have a chance when I know you're not in the middle of November. You're not going to be caring about like who's a waiver wire edition. So when I play you, I can beat you.
Don't worry. He's the waiver wire champion over here. Like you said, the guys at the top always have the most waiver wire transactions.
Yeah.
Worked out pretty well for him this week, huh?
That's because there's so much attrition at the bottom. Like, you have people who never check the app ever after week 1. And it's like, yeah, the people who like stayed with it tend to be better. Doesn't mean you're necessarily like dominating, you know?
I don't think I've changed my lineup since week 1, so I think I'm going to do it.
We'll do it this week.
For sure.
I gave you great tips. Give you a great tip. Pause.
The best tip. Some are saying the best tip.
What a tip. I'm playing Daniel. Shout out cousin Daniel. That's a dub. Bye week.
That's another guy. He's probably got guys that are out on his.
He never checks his roster. I could never imagine paying $20 to compete against like my friends and not wanting to like see it through. But then again, who knows? Maybe I'm the loser.
I'm trying. I'm trying my best, though. Yeah, it's not going to work out well for me, but
yeah. So I think that's 3 dubs across the board, boys. Let's go.
Let's go.
Jacob, moving on. Enough NFL talk. No Sudden Move. A crime/heist thriller starring Benicio del Toro, Don Cheadle, David Harbour, John Hamm, Julia Fox, Kieran Culkin, and a lot more people. Directed by Steven Soderbergh, who made Logan Lucky, Contagion, Traffic, and the Ocean's Trilogy. And, you know, if you know films, you've heard Steven Soderbergh's name. What do we got? Jacob, you want to lead?
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was great. In my opinion, I guess we didn't give each other thoughts in the group, so maybe you guys were like, I fucking hated it, but I enjoyed it. Feel like decent amount of comedy again, not nearly as much as the others though. I'd say not nearly as intentional. I'd say either. Just I feel like in smart movies, there's just stuff like that in general. Especially with for some reason I thought like all the backstabbing at the end was unintentionally funny. Everyone just backstabbing each other, but yeah, I thought it was good and the cast was amazing. I almost forgot it was Harbour. I don't know. I feel like maybe it's because of Stranger Things, but I just expect him to be such a more of like a because he's Hopper, right? I'm not. Yeah, he's more lumbering in that, and he's like a brute. So like it just kind of was always tripping me out. I'm like, wait, that's Hopper. He's just completely different guy in this movie, but I enjoyed it. I feel like there was definitely a lot of confusing layers to it with all the crime, but I also think that was the point. To be kind of like, this is how fucked business used to be back in the day. Everyone just backs each other, all these deals. And I was like, okay, I feel like it sort of adds to it in a way. Like, of course, it's hard to track all these people and layers, but I feel like that was kind of the point too, to kind of make it feel like a mess in a way.
Yeah. So I think that's a lot of Soderbergh's movies.
Yeah.
Is like these, you know, snappy dialogue, quick moving, like it's a heist. It's a bunch of dudes trying to plan something, backstab fest. Something goes wrong. and the plot gets like there's layers on layers. There's people thrown in at the end. There's side characters. I lost the plot like immediately after they left David Harbour's house initially. After the three walk in, I lost the plot. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? There's people that we're being introduced to that you don't see yet, like Bill Duke's character. So yeah, if I had a major complaint, it would be that it got real convoluted, but I do think that's a through line in Soderbergh's plots, is that like the American economy is like a backstab fest on a backstab fest, and the only people that pay for it are like, the normal people, like the everyman, like, who are like these people doing like Don Cheadle's character, or Benicio del Toro's character. Not a good guy, but like, he's definitely, you got a raw deal. Yeah, the cast was fucking maybe the best cast. So just Ray Liotta's like a major character in the film for half the movie. It's just like everybody's that guy. Everybody's like, to quote Bill Simmons, everybody's that guy. I know, I've seen that person. You were mentioning people from Blue Mountain State that I've never seen the show, so I didn't know, but she was that guy.
Brendan Fraser.
I had
that when he
Brendan Fraser's in it.
I was like, holy crap! I forgot I saw him in the fucking credits, and he's him.
And then, I mean, spoiler alert: Matt Damon's in it. Like, Matt Damon's in a lot of Soderbergh's films, but he's always kind of like he won't give up a bit role in anything. He just wants to act, and I like that about Matt. And obviously Soderbergh has a really good direction for him because he's in almost all of his movies. Some of the filming, some of the camera angles I questioned a bit. Like, he was trying shit out with like the heavy focus, and like the aspects were thrown off on like the focus, and like there was a car. You see the two characters walking across the street, leaving a car, and in the background there's another car, and you think like it's not too far in the distance, so you should see the full size, but it was like very squished because you could tell the aspect ratio was off, and I don't know if that was intentional with the heavy focus, but there was stuff like that for the first half of the film that I was like, I don't know if I like that. It'd be interesting to see how he shot it. But I do think that it just was so elevated by the cast that it's just a good movie to watch. At least it's a great background movie. It's just, flicking on for 30 minutes and you see like Benicio del Toro and Don Cheadle talking or whatever, and you'd be like, hell yeah, I'll watch that scene. And yeah, I do think that there's a penumbra of quality over the film because it's Soderbergh that makes it just automatically a good watch. So I give it 3 stars out of 5.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I thought that it got pretty convoluted. There's a few times I just kind of lost the plot, and I had to really, like, while they're talking, I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on, and then I'm missing parts that they're talking about. And that was kind of driving me a little crazy. The character development in it, I never really felt a connection to any of the characters. It was kind of the same thing I had problems with Avatar, where it was kind of, hey, just throw me in the middle. Don Cheadle's characters trying to get killed by 2 different mobs, and now all of a sudden Brendan Fraser's giving him a job to do. And I just had a hard time getting behind any of the characters. Like, I understood all their motives. Like, Don Cheadle's trying to get that land out in Kansas City. They had the random scene when he went to his ex-girlfriend's house, or I think it was his ex-girlfriend, and they never explained it. And then he got his suitcase back with the book in it. And it was kind of convoluted like that. That stuff kind of bothered me a little bit, but like the shooting of it was kind of interesting, but the cast really kind of carried the movie, to be honest, because there weren't a lot of scenes that were really memorable out of it. Like, I mean, the only memorable scene I thought out of the entire movie was when Matt Damon was there, like, basically chastising them, telling them, "Hey, you ain't really shit. Like, you think that you run."
That was a great scene. Admittedly, that was fantastic. Yeah,
but like even that scene was even a little bit dragged out, and then all of a sudden it goes into like he's getting kidnapped by was it Watkins or Atkins, I think the guy's name was, and
Bill Duke's character.
Yeah, and then Benicio del Toro's running away with his lover that was Ray Liotta's wife, who, like, once again, another character that was just kind of there to further the plot. Almost, it felt like.
No, she was a main part of the cast, the plot.
Yeah,
Julia Fox.
Yeah, she ends up leaving and then getting the money gets taken back by the Caparelli or whatever his name was.
Capelli.
And that part confused me too, because like, is he still alive or did she kill him? Like, so I thought you saw him get shot in the head, but like, because then they come back to get the money back from her. Like, so that was kind of all over the place too. So
it got a little bit lost in the sauce, I think. And I think when you have these big casts, and it's very interesting because I think the Ocean's trilogy does this, but a lot better, in my opinion, because you have such a performance in George Clooney as Danny Ocean that the film is anchored around him. So no matter how many other characters, Matt Damon's character, Brad Pitt's, Don Cheadle's, that are thrown in the mix because it is an ensemble and they each have their own bombastic personality, you are always centered around Danny Ocean and you're magnetized to him because he's fucking, George Clooney is fucking cool as shit in that film and, charismatic as hell. This movie didn't have a performance like that from anybody besides maybe Matt Damon when he came in throwing 102 on the black. Like, yeah, that was really nice.
He came in hot. Yeah.
That was a really good scene, but like, Benicio del Toro was very subdued in this role. Don Cheadle was subdued. You had a great cast. David Harbour was like whiny, not a character you're rooting for. The ensemble, while on its face, is good and individually in their own roles. There's some good parts to it. When it was thrown all together in the soup, it was just kind of like, there's nothing really to savor on there. And the plot, the Ocean's plots are a bit convoluted too, for sure. And you don't know like a lot of the shit that's going on, but it didn't get this convoluted. And I think that, it hampered what could have been a great film, made it just an okay to good watch, 3 out of 5 stars film. Like Logan Lucky was very much just like 2 or 3 characters. It wasn't it's a, well casted, but you're focused around Adam Driver and is it Channing Tatum?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And Daniel Craig's character. Like, you're focused around those 3 guys, and that's about it. So it's not as ensemble. Contagion, that's another one that kind of gets lost in the sauce, albeit maybe the most prescient filmmaking I've ever seen.
But like,
came up.
One thing about the Ocean's movies too that they have a little bit of an advantage over this movie is that there is one goal in that movie. You know the goal from the beginning. Like from the first like 20 minutes of the movie, hey, we're gonna steal this diamond necklace from this guy at this casino. So all these other things surrounding it, they're all gonna be connected to this stealing the diamonds, like robbing the casino. With this movie, there was never that really one thing other than like the catalytic converter details, but you don't even find that out until an hour into the movie that you find out finally what's in the package that they're trying to get from the guy. And then at that point, now we're trying to figure out why they want this, who wants this, and they're fighting their way up the ladder to try and sell it for more money, and that's getting a little convoluted trying to figure out that. And like their objective changes so many times throughout it, and then all of a sudden Don Cheadle's trying to get off the bounties off of their heads and trying to get rid of this book along with trying to get rid of the catalytic converter. So it was a little bit too much at once.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on how you view it, because they could have had a very like Omni type thing where they tell you exactly why they're getting set up. But I think it is beneficial to learn with the characters as it goes what's going on, because that was kind of a thing for me. I thought it was really interesting trying to figure out what the fuck was going on, because they didn't know. Like Don Cheadle had no idea why he was being set up. That's kind of like, I feel like that is a character in its own, like figuring out what the hell that document is, why these layers of people are setting them up, why is everyone getting that. I was like thinking through that the whole first half of the movie, like what is the document? And then I saw where Harbour's character worked, and I knew it was business documents have to do with the motor industry that was crazy at the time, super scandalous. So I kind of was like I feel like also it would have been lost on. It would have been more of a boring movie if we knew what like why they're like.
It's about
Yeah, it would have been a boring movie if we knew
what the stakes are.
Yeah.
Like it's a catalytic converter.
Yeah, I feel like
You know,
that was the whole
and
thing.
people are dying over it.
Yeah, they're like going up the chain to figure out what it was the whole time. So I thought that was like the mission, to figure out like why they'd be set up like this and why is it so valuable.
Yeah, it's not as flashy on his face as like, and you know, a lot of the Ocean's movies get a benefit from, you know, they're in Las Vegas. They're, you know, very, you know, they get a boost from being in Las Vegas and Italy. This one's in like what 1950s, 1950s Detroit.
Yeah, it's a grind.
So it's like and a lot of the character development and your connection while watching the film comes along with these developments in the plot. As you know, the plot thickens and another character gets introduced, and you see Benicio del Toro go to Ray Liotta's house, and he's the husband of the girl he was fucking at the beginning, and like the plot develops in the dialogue here, whereas you know it doesn't just play out on screen. Jacob's right, you had to like sit down and go along with it, and if you didn't have the attention span for it, maybe you missed it. And I say that as a person who missed a lot of it. So, you know, it's like it's got a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes for a reason. There is something here with this film, and you don't have to love it, but I think we can all walk away and say it's a good film.
I think
I thought it was pretty all right.
Yeah, I was really helped too because I've like literally learned about the motor industry. Like I had an economic class, I had a lot of economic history classes because that was my major, so I know a lot about it. So I like knew that the motor industry was up to some fuck shit with the environment around this time and all that. So I kind of knew what was going on. I didn't know exactly what was going on, but I was like, I know that there were a lot of crazy back-end backstabbing in the motor industry back in this day. So I was like, it's probably some car thing, but I have no idea what, but it's big.
I weirdly think this would have, and there might even be a book on this, but this would definitely play out better in my mind, theater of the mind, as a book. Like if I could read an entire paragraph dedicated to how Don Cheadle his character got to be where he was, and how he intersects with like, you know, this would have played out better over a 600-page book, in my opinion. And I'm sure there is one out here on it because it is truly fascinating shit. Like you said, it's the motor industry in not too long ago, you know, basically doing corporate espionage and gangbang. Like, you know, they're killing each other over bottom line shit, which is like, you know, how to withhold the catalytic converter from coming out to comply with federal emissions rulings or whatever. It's like, yeah. So maybe it's a fault in the medium to me, which is more meta than just how the film goes. But
yeah, I mean, GM basically, it is very accurate. Like GM and like all those companies really did move like mafias back then to keep it a monopoly. It's kind of wild to learn about. Like they were them in like oil and like Standard Oil, like that stuff back in the day was nuts. Basically a mafia.
Move like mafia. They were involved with the mafia.
Exactly.
Like the mafia was actually, they are a mafia in their own right, involved with the actual mafia. So that's why I'm thinking if we could really savor on some of these characters and then figure out how the plot plays out, it would have maybe been a little bit better.
A rewatch might be,
and you can definitely do that in a book.
I was gonna say rewatch might be different. That's for sure.
Yeah, I do think it's worth a rewatch. Maybe I'll rewatch it up until, because I got the whole plot up until we get to David Harbour's house, and then something happens to one of the three robbers, and I'm like, "Fuck, we're off," and I missed it.
Yeah, I think there could have been more action in the movie too. I felt like it was a lot of just. It was a very dialogue heavy movie, which is fine. I get that, but like nothing really gripped me with the dialogue, and there wasn't enough action to keep me like involved in it and keep me, you know, glued to it. Because like you go from shooting Macaulay Culkin in the house.
That's wrong.
Well,
also, spoiler alert.
I mean, it's a 4-year-old movie. Sorry, guys. Like you've made it this far. You already know they're looking for catalytic converters, and they're fighting their way up the chain to get money. So
true that. It is Kieran Culkin. That's what was.
Oh, Kieran Culkin. Sorry, one of the Culkins. But they should go from shooting him, and the next time you see any like real action happening, like is fucking David Harbour telling his boss he's gonna punch him in the face, which was probably the funniest part of the movie. I'm gonna
strike you now.
I'm gonna punch you now, sir.
Because I love my job this much.
I love my fucking job. It's just That is funny shit.
Taylor Harbour is probably the best actor in the entire movie. I think he didn't get any screen time. I thought that he was. I thought that him playing the guy who was like broken, trying to get out. And they also had like the lesbian love story between the fucking two neighbors too that they just implied never went anywhere with, which was very strange choice.
That's like the fucking F plot to this movie.
I know, but it was just strange to even put it in there. Like there wasn't really even a need to put it in there. But then like the next time you get action is like when
they're at the dinner.
Yeah, they're at dinner. And then also, why the hell did Ray Liotta stop running when he got to his car?
Because he's 60 years old and fucking probably drank a fucking thing of whiskey and 2 packs of butts a day. I don't know. Probably wasn't hoofing it too far, IRL or his character.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of odd. He had a gun, then all of a sudden he didn't have a gun.
Like, you don't have to have a ton of action for me.
He shot at him before he ran into the kitchen. He shot at him, and then when he got out to the car, all of a sudden he didn't have a gun to defend himself. That was kind of odd. Maybe I missed.
But something. I think. But I don't. What did you want? Like a fucking tank fight? Like what did you want? The action?
Just a little bit more action, like a little something going on. Like maybe
you'd hate The Godfather.
I tried watching it. I watched it one time. I was like, okay, I'll give it another watch. I was young when I watched it the first time, but like you have all these implied dangers of the two different mobs trying to kill Don Cheadle's character, but you don't ever actually see them until the end of the movie. You could have had something in there where like, oh, they chased him down at some point, or he had to find a way out of that, or anything like that. But there was just nothing until he finally ran into Bill Duke's character at the very end of the movie, and they just threw him in the trunk. And it was like, oh, okay, well, his danger is not really a danger anymore because he paid the guy off. I don't know.
Well, I mean, fair enough. You like a little bit more liveliness in your film.
Sometimes, I mean, like if it's there's films I like that, like Oppenheimer. I loved Oppenheimer, and that was the least action out of any movie I think I've ever seen, and I still love that movie. But this one, I don't know, it's just something about it never really gripped me. I don't know what it was.
Oppenheimer is one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah, I thought that movie was unbelievable.
But yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good recommendation though by Jacob. Though I thought that was a good find to find a cast like that. I thought it was really enjoyable, just enjoying the cast the whole time.
There's a lot in the movies we've watched. There's a lot more to go back and like dive into on a rewatch than I think any other movie we talked about, that we've reviewed at least. So I do think I will be going back to watch this one. Interestingly enough, Soderbergh, Contagion, I just can't get over how like that movie is something that is a tough rewatch in modern history, and the shit that it got right, because I think it came out in either 2011 or 13, and it's just like it was so on the money with how coronavirus, the outbreak and lockdowns with that went on, that it's like fucking oddly scary to watch.
Having been quarantined now, like we're actually like before we hadn't actually been quarantined or anything.
Dude, it was a fucking bat. It was a bat that caused the contagion virus, and it, that's we don't know how coronavirus truly started, I guess, but you could have the crazy it was made in a lab theories, or you can have it was a bat, somebody munched a bat, or a pangolin, or there was wet markets, and and how quickly it spread from just hand-to-hand contact to now it was like a global pandemic that killed people, and people had to lock down, and people like, is it one of the most important movies I think maybe ever made, let alone the past 20 years. And it's just interesting that one sticks out to me the most on a guy who's had a story directing career, Steven Soderbergh. That one sticks out the most to me. Certainly not Traffic, worst Oscar-winning film of all time. But I digress. Any other takeaways on this movie, or do we want to move on to Steve's movie choice?
Yeah, I'm ready for some action, Steve.
Yeah, let's hear it. Fucking, it better not be Grown-Ups 2.
What the fuck do you think this is? I'm talking about Happy Gilmore 2.
Is that your recommendation?
Well, I'm not making you.
I haven't even seen one.
I know that would be such a dickhead move. That'd be like you picking like Mission Impossible fucking 8 and say, all right, cool, I gotta watch fucking 7 other movies so that I can watch the fucking one that he wants to.
You should watch the Mission Impossible films. They get better as they go.
Yeah,
Besides the first one.
you told me how great they were. You guys like horror movies, right?
My
Like-
favorite genre.
You guys loved Weapons, and I got one. There's one on Netflix. It's called The Ritual.
I've seen it.
You've seen it? That's like one of my favorite horror movies. I haven't watched it in years. I'm gonna go back and watch
I'll
it.
rewatch it. It's very good.
I thought that was I loved the evil that's in it, the horror of it, like what the I don't know how you would be better at explaining.
No, don't.
No,
That's just
Like
enough.
the genre of the kind of horror that it is, like that genre of horror is like my favorite one.
Unfortunately, I think I've seen this too. It opens with the guy not saving his friend, right?
No.
And then there's like
That's-
the Nordic horned.
Yes.
Yeah, no, like doesn't he? And he's like traumatized by not saving like his friend that got hit in the head with a bottle in a store.
Oh
I
yeah,
forget the plot.
Yeah, that's like
no, yeah, you're right.
so I think I have
That's
seen
part of
that. I did like it too. So that's a good recommendation. Anything like that.
Fuck, I thought I was gonna have one that you guys hadn't seen before, but
I'll rewatch it.
yeah, I was going.
It's
through
quick
that.
too. It's like only an hour and 40 minutes. I think
It's
it's not that long.
94 minutes is what it says the runtime is, so it's not crazy long. There's not a lot of meat on it. Kind of gets to it.
No,
I love that genre of horror and the ancient stuff like that, and like the almost natural horror, I guess you would put it as, like something that comes from Earth, I guess, and
It's
not
very pagan.
pagan horror, I guess you would call it, like kind of like Antlers. You ever see that movie with Jesse Plemons?
I have not, but I've heard about it.
That's a good movie. I like that movie too. I
I like it though. It's a genre pick. I like it.
like the pagan kind of horror stuff more than like the the vampires or the like ghosts or like, hey, this house is haunted. Like that doesn't really does it for me. The pagan horror kind of there's like, I don't know, it's fucking stupid, but in my mind, like, all right, that could be real. Like I don't know why in my head, but I think that's more likely to be real than fucking like a haunted house. But in my head, I'm like, all right, there's so much of the world we haven't explored yet. Like maybe this is happening somewhere or something.
Yeah, that's not the part of the world they haven't discovered yet, Steve. They're talking about the most that's in the ocean that we haven't discovered.
Yeah, but
Which, who knows? Maybe there's something like that down there.
I mean,
some crap down there for sure.
to an extent, it is because I feel like all those movies kind of boil down to like don't fuck with the woods, and to an extent, the woods are a horror. Like you know what I mean? Like to an extent, that is real.
Oh,
Yeah,
is there a place scarier than the fucking woods?
Exactly,
Just like New England woods in fall?
yeah.
Horrifying.
The Witch was like
The
that
Witch-
too. The Witch would have great. Like, have you ever seen that, Steve? You'd love it if you like this stuff.
The Witch was okay. I didn't mind The Witch. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that one. That was
It's
the one.
definitely a bit of a slow burn. Steve
That was
hates
like
slow
the
burns.
80 Salem one with and
Yeah.
the daughter ended up actually being a witch, even though the whole time they told you that she wasn't a witch.
Thomason.
Yeah, that was pretty decent. That was
Shout
fun.
out to Anya Taylor-Joy.
I remember the director said that he would never work with a fucking goat again because the goat was the biggest pain in the ass of the whole.
Black Phillip was a dick, dude.
Makes sense, I guess. It was a demon.
I mean, yeah, Blair Witch Project. That's like the watermark for like being scared in the woods.
Yeah. Another thing I heard about Blair Witch Project was that the directors were giving the guys notes, like between scenes, that they wouldn't give to other people. So it'd be like, hey, like this person's gonna tell you to go this way, but argue with them and tell them that they're fucking wrong and you have to go this way. And then they would create like actual hostility between the actors, like in the middle of the scenes, so that like there would actually be that in the movie. Which is like, kind of fucking it's gotta be kind of fucking annoying.
Bill Simmons did a whole Rewatchables podcast on the Blair Witch. It's worth a listen. It's, the shit that those directors did. I don't even know their names, but they smoked that movie like throughout. They did everything right. And I definitely think it's, besides maybe it's been broken since by those Paranormal Activity films, which do this but worse in my opinion. They like made the most ROI ever in like movie history. The movie was made for like $500.
Yeah, all I needed was a fucking camcorder and a couple people for a couple weeks, and it was done.
And it made like $100+ million easy. just by word of mouth. They did the campaign right, and like the promotional campaign. Nobody knew anything about the actors, even though some of them had acted before. You know,
Like, first like found footage movies that came out too, right?
if it's not the first, it's like the primogenitor of like the genre.
Yeah. I like remember that in Clover basically as like the first two I watched.
Cloverfield was so good.
Cloverfield was good. So The Ritual on Netflix, I believe.
Yeah.
That is the movie choice from Steve. I like the pick, Steve, even though we've all seen it. We know it's a good film, but it's a genre film, and I like that. I like that we sort of did a trend here from what was my pick?
In Bruges.
In Bruges. What was your first pick?
I had The Gentleman.
These like snappy dialogue, handsome men in suits, gangsters films. Like, you know, we sort of went on like a, you know, what every genre everybody likes in a movie, to now we're going into like, some people hate horror, some people hate Nordic horror, woods horror, whatever, you know. So I like it. It's a good choice. And with that, we've taken your ear for long enough. It's 2 hours, longest episode maybe ever. So editing this one will be sick.
You know, we should do again.
What?
Plug the fucking episode at the beginning.
Oh. Follow us on YouTube, on all socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter /X, our personal Facebooks, Spotify podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Yeah. And
TikTok.
I said that. Thank you. TikTok's blowing up. We're doing numbies on TikTok. So yeah, follow us on those. It's time for us to blow up and act like we don't know nobody. Shout out to Riff Raff. This has been the Banner Report podcast from Steve, from Jacob, from Cody. Go Seas, bleed green, heal up JT, go Pats.
Love you,
It's
Jason.
gonna be a fun year.
Let's fucking go, boys.
Bye.